You think it'll fit? Maybe. This is it. It's finally time. We're taking the TDI out of this car, and we're going to put in this 280Z. I really hope I can do this. I've got like 7 days to get as far as I can. So let's get to it. Guess I'll move the Jetta first. That's the thing about this 280Z. It drives me crazy. Every time I go to start it, it don't want to start. Granted, it doesn't help that it's got bad gas in it, but there's always something wrong with it. Right now, no fuel pump. I got no fuel pressure. Last time I moved it, the injectors were all plugged up. Just annoying. Always a problem. It does not want to work for me. Granted, it doesn't help when it sets. Causes a whole bunch of issues. Bad fuel and whatnot. I've got stabilizer in there and everything, and it's just, I don't know. It's always something. Either the fuel tank, fuel lines, fuel pump. Always something. So annoying. One of the reasons why I want to swap out the engine. Just want something different, something more reliable, something with less issues. Yeah, granted, if I take better care of it setting, I'd have less issues, but I don't know. It's just annoying. I'm sure I'll get a bunch of grief for doing a TDI and not something like an LS. Man, I don't have the money for an LS. I don't have the money for this. But that's why I'm doing it. It's because it's hopefully not going to cost me anything. Oh, guess I got to get a running start. Whew. Got all sorts of things beeping on here for some reason. Leave that right there. Grab the next one. If I can get it to start. Dang thing. I'm over here at work because, well, as I'm planning on spending 2 hours trying to get the dang 280Z running, but apparently that's what I'm going to do today. And right there, baby. So I need a pump. 280Z's pump's dead. You know how many times I've replaced that dang pump? Man, it's so annoying. So I got this old broken air compressor. There's a fuel pump right there. Gasoline, diesel. I'm gonna steal that. Go put it on the Z. Okay, and with a moment of truth. Oh, it shouldn't be that hard just to get some freaking fuel. Alright, it seems that we're not getting much for fuel pressure, but hopefully it's enough just to get it to start. Come on, baby. Of course it does. Yeah, I'm trying to bet those damn injectors are all plugged up again. Story of my life. All right. Figured this thing out. Turns out I'm just an idiot. Forgot to hook up one of the wires on the battery that sends power to the fuel injectors. Thought they were all clogged up because nothing was coming out, and turns out I just forgot some stuff. Hopefully, let's see. This should do it right here. This should do it. And there goes my phone. It's very windy today. And wind's just catching everything. Come on, you. We're all hooked up now. Work like you're supposed to. Guess we're not ready yet. Cool.
I must have lost a clip, but I used the spare fuel pump in my truck to get the Z to start.
Bone dry. Really should air up this rear tire. Might help. Alright. Let's see if I can do this without killing me. Alright, got some brakes now. And I killed it. Let's see, how far did I get? Not far enough. I might have to air up that rear tire. And it just keeps having issues. Come on, give me enough. Just need the back tires off the trailer. Get to run a start. Brakes are barely working. Don't want to jump it. Alright. Jeez. What a pain in the butt that was. Lift this up. No. A little nerve-wracking. Stay on the trailer, baby. I'm gonna pull it forward some more. Oh, such a nice trailer. And the pin locks. And then it goes back down. Boom. Oh my gosh. Let's see, when did I start this? 12 o'clock, 11:30. It's now almost 4. Jeez. I'm gonna pull this forward some more. Hopefully. You know what? I think I'm gonna put a block behind the tire. You know? Or do I not worry about it? No, it's a little safety. Don't kill me. All right. Good car. Good car. We did it. We did it without dying. We'll see you at the next spot. Hopefully it's not too steep for this thing. Oh, looks like she's gonna. She might bottom out right there. I'm gonna have to roll it back a little bit first. Oh. Don't roll off. Don't roll off. Don't you roll off. Dang thing. Okay. I'm pumping brakes over here. Man, I got my hand on the e-brake. Put it back in gear. Hopefully That's far enough ahead. Dakota! Come! Up! There you are. Okay. It'll clear. Drive this thing off. You want up? You want for a ride? Get in there. Good girl. Okay, you gotta scoot your butt though. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. You gotta scoot your butt. I know there's not a lot of room. Oh, we gotta turn on the fuel pump. Ugh. Ugh. Okay, you stay right there. Hopefully this battery still has juice in it. You stay right there. Oh. Oh. Yay. Fired right up like a dream, you know? Where's the reverse on this thing? I think we found bottom there, Dakota. I think reverse was right there. There we go. She's a smoker. Used to not be a smoker. Pretty sure that's just bad gas. It smells horrible. Bad gas, probably running rich, probably just everything. Can't see nothing. I can just barely see the trailer deck. Woo! Holy crap, it's happening. Well, this will be the last time that this thing is driving in on a Jetta. With any luck. Next time this engine starts, it'll be in a 280Z. Oh man. I hope I can do this. All right, Dakota, let's go get this stuff all unloaded and it's getting late. Get out of here. You know, I'm excited and I'm terrified at the same time because I'm finally doing this, but I'm worried I'm going to screw it up or not do it. I've been thinking about this for a few years about how I'm going to do this. I've always wanted to do something with the 280Z, and then a few years ago I decided to do this. You know, with some of the things I've done, some of the projects, I have something I can refer to, and there is nothing on how to put a TDI in a 280Z. And so it's a little nerve-wracking because I just got to figure it out. And yeah, well, there's a lot of stuff on TDI swaps, but they use a different transmission, and I'm trying to do this as cheap as possible. So I've done some research, right, on what to do with the Z, and I can LS swap it. That's what seems like to be the most common. There's kits for it, everything. Costs money. I don't have money, and to do that, I don't know. I like the engine in the 280Z, but I don't. It's always giving me trouble, and it's always fuel issues, right? Sometimes there's electrical issues, but it's always been fuel issues. It doesn't help that it sits and then the fuel goes bad and then I have fuel issues. I mean, I've replaced that fuel pump 6 times. The first few times it was under a lifetime warranty, and then they changed it to a limited 1-year warranty. I've changed the injectors in them once, and I know right now that's its problem. And I don't want to change injectors again. They're $150 each, and there's 6 of them. I don't know. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's a decent engine and a 4-speed transmission. And I may or may not have gotten it up to 125 miles per hour in the gorge, racing an Audi, maybe. Which I don't know. I smoked that guy, so I followed him for 3/4 of the gorge, and I think we were doing like 100, and then I went around him. So easy. Just went around him, 4th gear. Finished it down, and it only has 4 speed, so I just went around him. And I don't think that made him very happy. So it's been a decent car. It just, I don't know. I'm not looking to build a race car, but that engine has been the bane of my existence sometimes. Just always something. It's always been parked for some reason, and then I get up and running, and then it runs great, and then it parks. And the longest it's been parked is since I've moved to Utah, and so I either didn't have space or I didn't have time. And then I sold it once, and then I got it back, bought it back, and I don't know. This last time it's been parked, I was like, all right, I'm gonna redo the whole thing, restore, and then it just sits, and it sits. And then stuff goes bad. And then I forget. It's just, I don't know. TDI, right? So everyone that does a TDI swap, they put a different transmission behind it. Whether it's a Toyota transmission or a Jeep transmission, right? Something. And I was thinking, because I used to have a spare TDI sitting in the garage. I sold it. But again, that costs money. You gotta buy an adapter plate. You gotta find a transmission, and then you gotta do, figure out have a driveline made for it. I mean, that's not hard, but again, it's money. I gotta come up with a transmission and adapter plate. Adapter plate can be, $400 to $1,000, and then I was like, why don't I use this one? And so the plan to TDI swap the Z has been a few years, but the plan to do a front wheel drive has only been the last couple of years, because I've had this car and it was my daily, and then work gave me a van to drive, and I was like, oh, I don't need this car anymore. I'll sell it. And I was like, well, I can only sell it for like $500. That's not going to cover costs for working on the Z. So why don't I just use everything on the car to put in the Z? So I know there's other options out there. I know there's other stuff. There's other faster engines, faster transmissions, whatever. But I have this. And with any luck, it'll only cost me time and no money. And some money. It probably won't be no money. And this thing gets like 47 miles a gallon. And the Z gets like, I think I was getting 17 when I was driving conservatively. Not bad, but I don't know. 47 miles to the gallon? And it can be tuned. I mean, I'm not looking to build a race car, but a little bit is nice. And so, I mean, these, according to the internet and a couple of co-workers, one co-worker, according to Emmerich, you can get 250 horse out of this without a lot of money, right? And so I believe it was like injectors, injector tips, turbo, like adjusting the turbo, not replacing the turbo. I think it might be replacing the turbo. But you change the boost, you change the injector tips, and you get it chipped. And I think you can get 250 horse out of that, which is, I mean, right now the Z's like, I think 175 stock without the turbo. So I think 250 would be just fine. And then they say you can get 500 out, but you got to rebuild it, right? You got to rebuild the bottom end and the top end, and you got to throw money at it. So I don't know. I don't think I'll be doing that unless this somehow becomes popular and I start selling shirts and making money. Maybe. I don't think so. But for now, I'm just gonna put it in and see if I can do it, right? It's like the Rotson, right? They said we're gonna put this turbo in it, and we did it. That's the other thing. I can try and upgrade that motor, but it costs money. I think there's someone saying you can get a turbo off of a Nissan that'll fit, but it's a lot of work, and you can't just. You gotta either change the pistons, or you gotta take the head off and put in a thicker head gasket. I mean, you gotta do stuff, and it costs money. And I already hate that engine. You know, I mean, I like it, but it's giving me more grief than pleasure. And I don't want to deal with it anymore. I mean, a little TLC would probably, you know, keep it fine, but since I've gotten that car, it's always been a pain. I got the car for free, right? The neighbor 2 doors down, he was having a problem with it. And his dad was going to send it to the junkyard, and he was trying to sell it for $200, but I didn't have the money, my friend didn't have the money. And then he called me one day and said, just go get it, titles in the glove box, because my dad's sending it to the junkyard. He's tired of it sitting there. And so I did. I got it for free. And I've probably put a couple of grand into it over the last 22 years that I've had that car. And some of them were upgrades that didn't work. And some of it was, you know, he's trying to fix it and whatnot. I mean, right off the bat, it had so many issues. And I changed injectors, and I changed the fuel pump and fuel regulator and this and that, and it just wouldn't fix it. And then come to find out, the return line on the fuel tank was plugged up from someone who, they cut a hole in the top, poured in some stuff to try and line the tank, and the return line was plugged up, so the engine was flooding out because it couldn't return fuel and causing me all sorts of issues. And so it took me like a year to figure that out, because I was driving it off and on. I've been arrested because of that car. I spent the night in jail because of that car, because I was driving it without registering it, and I put my Ford Ranger plates on it. Don't do that. So I spent the night in jail for that and got a couple of tickets afterwards. That was fun. I didn't have, let's see, I think all I had was a bill of sale. There was no title. But my mom knew the original owner, so then we got it figured out. She got a new title and then signed it over to me. That car has caused me some problems. I want to start over. I want to put this in it. But I can't just put just the front suspension in it. I got to put the rear suspension in it too. So might as well just get rid of the rear axle and get it pulled. We'll put this one in, and then all the tires match. And the one thing I like about the idea of doing the suspension, this is wider, right? So it's like 56 inches, and I think the Z was 50 inches, and so I'm gonna have, was it 3 inches? I'll have to double check it, but I had an extra, I think, 1.5 inches or 2 inches wider. Oh, I know there's a word for it, and I can't think of it. Anyways, it's footprint, if that's the word. It's wider. And I've always wanted to do like a wide body kit on the Z. Maybe some fender flares, something. I'm probably gonna have to build it myself. And so this is wider. This is a wider track. And so that's going to put me out without having to do like wheel spacers and different rims and whatnot. And I don't know. Maybe it'll be cool. I'm hoping it'll be cool. This is going to unbolt so easy. One piece. I was afraid I was going to have to like figure out the front's going to be interesting. Maybe not. The rear is going to be super easy. Can I just bolt it in? Well, I'm going to have to make mounts and everything, but it's not going to be terribly difficult. The front, I'm a little worried about, but hopefully, I think the biggest thing is just going to be figuring out the struts, how to mount them, and then all I got to do is figure out how to mount this, and then the engine and transmission, and keeping it all square. I'm going to buy a new tool for that. Today, we're going to rip it all out. I'm going to take the dash and all the wiring and everything with it too, just in case. And then I got to get rid of this car, so it's not sitting here at work and getting me in trouble. So, for having projects laying around. So, that's the plan for today. Is that bent? Holy crap! Wow! That is surprising. I don't know. Look at that. Right? It just... whoosh. That's bent. Look at that. Right? That is freaking bent. Hopefully I can straighten that out. Dang. I've never had any issues with alignments or anything, but dang, that's... Oh, that's fun. That's fun. I got a puddle. I'm gonna pressure wash this thing and I don't know, clean her up. That's my plan. I'm excited for it. I could be being stupid, but I don't know, maybe it'll be cool. I mean, shoot, this car's been sitting for 2 years. I've moved it a few times, and it still starts and runs and drives without any issues. But the 280Z, man, you let that sucker park for a few months, and it just says, F you! I'm not starting! Anyways. Holy crap, let's get after it. Holy crap, now I gotta strip out everything else that I need. And then drop that rear end. Have to drop the rear end now. Oh, looks like I forgot a cord. That figures. Must have got hung up somewhere and ripped her out. Bet you that's what happened. Yeah, nothing. Zip tied in. Holy crap. There's still so much to do. Alright, it's another day in the shop. We got to pull wire harness, dash, steering wheel, steering column. Probably pull out this brake drum. Might need it, who knows. Isaac's around here somewhere to annoy me. And Dakota's here. We got this monstrosity out. So that's going to be fun. There he is. Oh, he's right there. He's over there annoying my dog. That's what he does. Jackson's over there working on his laser screed. We'll get at it. this thing pulled forward. Trying to open the doors all the way and got everything. What do you do?